Well, hello, everybody. Today I have a treat for you. I'm going to bring on Brenda. Brenda is a beautiful woman who just joined the program a little over 3.5 months ago. And I'm going to have her share her story about how amazing she's done in such a short period of time. And look how sassy you look today, Brenda.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
so cute. You really, your hair, your smile, you're just a cutie patootie. Now, I have to say though, when I met you 3.5 months ago, 4 months ago, I didn't see you smile very much. What was going on?
Well, at that time I was just feeling extremely anxious. My diabetes was just getting worse and worse no matter what I was trying to do. And all my doctor that I had at the time was telling me that I needed to lose some weight and exercise more. Well, I was already exercising 5 days a week for an hour each time.
Wow.
But he kept telling me that if that didn't improve, he was going to put me on insulin. I was like, oh my God, no, not that.
Was that kind of the last straw for you? You're like, I do not want to go on insulin.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, I couldn't see myself doing insulin. Not that I couldn't do it, but
Right.
it was just like, there should be something different that I can do other than that.
And you're right, right? So, did you get any sort of advice from your doctor about, I mean, besides, working out and eating right? I mean, duh, right? Like, you know
Yeah.
that already. So, and nothing was working. Your blood sugars weren't coming down. You weren't losing weight. Your diabetes wasn't getting better. But was he offering anything else other than medications?
No, nothing else. No, nothing but more medication, increasing medication that I was already taking. And
Mm,
I was like, this is the last straw. This is it. There's got to be something different that I can do. It's got to be.
yeah. How, yeah, I sense the frustration. I mean, I remember when we first met, the call we had, you were very scared. And you were just scared. You were desperate, you were scared, you were kind of in a panic. And can you go back to that day and or that period of time and explain to me? I know the reason why you were not wanting to go on medications, obviously, but how are you physically feeling?
I was tired a lot. I was not sleeping well at all. Um, I would, maybe go to sleep early, and then in the middle of the night I was waking up again, and I just couldn't rest, because all these things kept staying on my mind, and I'm like, what else do I do? And he's not giving me any other avenues. So what do I do?
And what was your biggest fear?
Well, my mother had because diabetes, they say it's familial and runs in families. My mother had diabetes. She didn't really treat hers as probably as well as she could have. And then over a period of time, she developed Alzheimer's. And I mean, she just went downhill very fast.
Mm,
And that was scary to me because I didn't want to repeat that cycle.
mm, yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, as you have learned, diabetes is a progressive disease if it's medicated because the medications don't work, right? I mean, we know that. You're proof of it. Like,
Right.
listen, you were on all these medications and you were exercising, you couldn't lose weight, you didn't know what to do. So it's exactly, you didn't know what to do. So, I just love your story because I always remember when I first meet the women that decide to join the program. And in my mind, I know exactly what kind of results they're going to get. And I knew you had the desire to want to change. And the women that want to change and want that difference and don't want the quick fix, don't want to worship their doctors because of those type of women, which you were, they always do well because
Yeah.
they're committed to learning how to reverse the diabetes. And diabetes, which you now know, is and can be reversed. which you've never been told, right?
No, I was finding out information on the internet. All these different sites was talking about, reversing diabetes, but they weren't really telling you anything. And then, if they wanted to meet with you, the first thing that came up was, how much it was going to cost and all this. And I'm like, but tell me something. Give me a reason so that I know I'm headed in the right direction.
Mm. Yeah.
So, and that's what I really came to like about the academy, because what I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn is, the things that I can do to fix this, the
Hmm.
things that will heal my diabetes, which
Hmm.
is what I wanted. I didn't want
Hmm.
a band-aid situation. I wanted it to be permanently gone.
Hmm. Yeah, one of the questions I asked you, and I want to show a graphic here, but one of the questions I asked you before we met today is like, what was kind of like an aha moment for you? Like, what was it that was you really realized, early on that really kind of was aha, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I want to share that with you because I'm going to share my screen. Your aha moment, and this is, by the way, your results in just a short period of time, which is amazing, by the way. But your aha moment was when I realized I don't have to let diabetes take control of my life. Wow.
Yeah, that was an aha moment for me. It really was,
Mm,
because I feel like diabetes was what took my mother's life.
yeah,
She never got an opportunity to work with somebody that could have helped her, that could have made this better. Who knows if
right.
she would still be alive today? Who knows?
Yeah. But look at these stats. I mean, Brenda, seriously, can you believe that you've done this? 18 pounds, down
They-
22 and a quarter inches. You're down 6 sizes in under 4 months. And you've had diabetes for how long? And been trying to lose weight for how long?
oh my God, I feel like I've been trying to do it at least 20 years when they first diagnosed me.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that, because when I see this success story, I want so bad to send this to my old doctor. He has since moved his practice to Florida. I want to tell him I did this without any medications, without my medications being increased, and without being placed on insulin.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what you can do, but I think you should wait until we actually get you off of all the med. I mean, like you're
Yeah.
already down. I mean, you're off of 1.5 meds, which is amazing. But I want to talk about this real quick. So, when you first joined, I kind of have you write like your goals, and you said your goals were to have more energy, to help with the morning aches, and to reduce medication. So number three, we've reduced your medications. We have a few more to go, but we'll get off of those. Tell me about your energy. Is your energy better?
My energy is so much better, because actually I would almost dread getting up in the morning,
Oh,
because I know I was going to hurt so bad. I mean,
mm,
I felt like I was 90 years old. I felt like I
mm,
needed a walker and
mm,
everything just to get out of bed. I really,
mm,
really, I really hurt.
mm.
My knees hurt, my ankles hurt. And, when I even saw my new doctor, she was saying, well, it's probably because of the diabetes, and that's not
Duh.
something that's going to go away. And I'm like, oh, you're so full of good information here. And
Like,
it
tell me
was
something
just
I don't know. Seriously.
exactly, that's how I
I know.
felt. Because it was like, I need help here. That's why I am here. I need somebody to guide me in the direction that I need to be going to fix this.
So your
And
energy's better. Your aches and pains are better. We're
yes,
down medications. You're down 18 pounds, 6 sizes, 22 inches. So fast
yes,
forward today, we're only 4 months in. Fast forward today. How do you think you're doing?
I think I'm doing really well. I really do. I feel better.
Yeah.
I can literally almost jump out of bed. I can practically run down the steps because I live in a two-story.
Wow.
And I just feel I have so much more energy. Things that I didn't want to do before, I just didn't like, I didn't have the energy that I wanted. Just to pick up things around the house, it was like, I'll get it another time because my energy level was so low. But now I can actually get up and do things. I can take my little dog out and I can walk him around. I had to put him on the patio before so he could
Mm,
just, get exercise. And
mm.
now he's enjoying it too.
Yeah, I mean, quality of life, girl. Quality of life
Yes,
is
yes,
it's so important. It's so worth the work that you're doing to have your life back.
exactly. And I really feel like my life is just coming back in full force. I
Mm,
just have so much energy. I want to do things. I want to go places. And it's all because of this program. Because I now have that energy, which increases my desire to want to do stuff,
mm.
you know?
Yeah, and can you talk a little bit about why do you think you've been so successful? Because like you said earlier, I mean, your doctors are telling you to do things and it's not working. And did you ever go to a diabetes educator? Do you remember if you
I
went to?
did, but the
Yeah,
results just were not because she was basically mimicking what the doctor had already
yeah,
said.
yeah,
And I knew that wasn't helping.
right. So
So,
why do you think you've been so successful in this short period of time?
well, for me, I think that I've been successful because I'm actually taught why things are going on the way they're going, why my blood sugar is not had not improved as it should have, and why, those medications weren't working for me. And all that teaching, that ability to learn, reading labels was something that was an aha moment for me too, because
Mm,
nobody ever encouraged me to read labels.
mhm,
Never. And that's one important part of the program, reading labels. So I know, what I'm putting in my body. And I mean, that's so important. And
mhm,
just to have somebody that believes in me and that knows that I can accomplish it, that means everything to me
mhm,
because I wasn't getting that from the medical professions. As a matter of fact, they made me feel like I was a failure. You
mhm,
know, you're not getting any results because you're just not trying hard enough.
mhm,
And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, Terry, you never ever made me feel that way. You were always encouraging, always pointing me in the direction where I need to be headed. And it has just made a world of difference for me. It
mhm.
really has. And I can't say enough about it. We would be on this call all day.
You're making me tear up because this is not about me and your results are not about me. You did the work, you did amazing, but just knowing that I see you getting your life back. That is the why. That is why I do this.
Yeah.
Is you are doing all this amazing work. You're learning, you're understanding it, and you're becoming empowered. And that is the most important thing.
And I want to tell you, I never heard that from a nurse practitioner. I never heard it from my doctor. And like I said before, they made me feel like I was a failure. You're not getting results because you're not doing something right. And you never made me feel like that ever. And that has made a world of difference for me because I don't feel like a failure now. I really don't. I don't feel like I'm a failure at this. I feel like I can do it. And I am doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not a fail. The I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of bashing doctors, but the reason why they make you feel like a failure is because they don't know how to help you, honestly, and they want to put the blame back on you.
Yeah,
And you would, this is why it's so amazing to learn and understand and get your power back, which you've done, is the understanding is the wealth. The understanding is the part, knowing the why. When you understand the why, you're like, oh, I can do this. And then you
right.
become empowered.
Yes.
And then when you become empowered, this is the kind of results you get. Bada bing, bada boom. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And listen, you've had diabetes for 18 years. We're not going to reverse it in 4 months, but you are on your way. And I can't wait, Brenda. I can't wait until we interview you again in a few months. And this graphic says reverse diabetes, A1C at, 5.6 or under. I can't wait for that day. And that day, I mean,
It's coming.
it's coming.
It's coming.
And that's so exciting.
Yes. Yes, I believe that it's coming because, like you said, I'm checking my blood sugars. I'm kind of reversing things up. So I am seeing those numbers come down a bit. I mean, like you said, it's not going to be an overnight process, but those numbers are starting to look better to me
Yeah,
because at
when you
first,
started, weren't they in the 300s?
yeah,
And that was on medications.
yes,
And now we've gotten them as low as 150, right? Is that the lowest we've gotten them? Or you've gotten
uh,
them?
141, yeah,
Okay, so look at that.
yeah, yeah, more than half.
Right,
And that's what excites me, seeing those numbers come down.
right.
And you know what? I know you said now is probably not the time, but I cannot wait until that profile changes. And I do. I want to send that to my doctor and say, see what I did? And I did it without medication. I really do.
Yeah, and you will. I mean, you could send them this now and say, listen, this is what I've done in 4 months without your help, and I'm off 1.5 medications, and I'm going to
Right.
come back to you and get my blood work done in a few months, and by that time, you're going to see these numbers even better. I mean, you could. Whatever you got to do to just be like, whatever you got to do, Brenda, to stay on fire and committed to yourself and your health.
Right.
This is what we have to do as women. We have to fight for our health because nobody else is going to fight for us.
Exactly. And
Nobody
that's
else
the
is going to
one
be.
important thing, Terry, that you emphasize and which has become so important to me is fighting for myself. I'm fighting for to be diabetes free. I am in the fight and I plan to win.
I am in the fight and I plan to win. We're going to end with that. I love it. Brenda, I'm so proud of you and I'm happy for you. And I can't even express enough how much I I love coaching you. I love that you're in the program. I love that you're let's talk a little bit. We should end with talk about the camaraderie too. Didn't even talk about that, but the camaraderie, talk a little bit about that. Like how is that in the academy? How does having other women support you and other women in your group? How does that kind of help with your progress?
Because we all share a commonality. It may not all be diabetes, but we all have something that we're working on. And the encouragement that we receive, the way we encourage each other, the way we kind of plan some things, even though we're not physically located together, we can plan to do like certain steps together. And that means everything, because I know that these women, they have my best interests at heart. I have theirs at heart. And you, most of all, have all of our interests at heart. That makes all of this, that makes being in the academy well worth it.
Mm.
It really does. Because I mean, for me, I can't think of, well, I know where I would be had I not found the academy. I would be way worse. I would be way worse. I would probably be on insulin by some doctor's standard now. I might even be looking at amputations. And
Mhm.
that was a route I was not willing to go. And you and the academy helped me. You know, you made this so real to me. The fact that I could accomplish this, I don't have the words to thank you and my group on how we all came together. I just that I can't say enough thanks. Thanks is so inadequate trying to put into words what I want to say about the program. It's so inadequate because it's so much more than thank you. It's so much more, so much bigger than that.
Well, I'm proud of you. So happy for you.
And I'm so happy I found the program. I am so I can't describe words to say how happy I am that I found this program and I found it actually works. It works for me. It really does. And the ladies that I've bonded with, I see how much is working for them as well. And that's the commonality we all share. It works for us.
And you are going to be some woman is going to watch this today and they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, that is me. That is me. And they're going to say, I want to meet Brenda. I got to do this for me. I got to do this. So you are going to be an inspiration to many women that watch your testimony. So thank you so much for sharing and being open and vulnerable. And most of all, congratulations on your success so far.
Yes, I'm looking to only moving forward.
Love it. Thank you.